Good day. I am me. Hopefully, you are you. Um, I guess this is going to be a twofer because I tried to go back and just go about my day, but he wants me to talk some more and share more about taking 10 toes down, ride or die to a whole new level as far as me. So you have to watch the video before this one to get some of the other parts of it. But I have done dirt for people that were too scared to do their own dirt, too afraid of consequences for doing the dirt. But anyway, I shouldn't have done the dirt for them. If they wanted it done, they should have done it themselves. But not only that, I did dirt to people that, for other people, so I shouldn't have been the one doing the dirt. But not only that, I shouldn't have done the dirt at all, period, anyway. But, so, yeah, and I've had people do me dirty just because of something other people have done. So, I've experienced both sides of coins. Almost, I'm not going to say all coins, because there's some things I haven't done. And I'm not going to do. But there's a lot that I don't do now through my experiences in life. But, yeah, so some things are from my own fault, my own choices, my own doings. Some things weren't. I've had things done to me that, the only way you can explain it is because of, generational curses. But it's we're dealing with spirits. There is a spiritual battle going on all the time. All the time. So there's good ones and there's bad ones. But I mean, I've even had somebody conspire and done their best to set me up to be killed, to be murdered. So much so that they even used people that were supposed to be my friends. But I still, even though I knew what it was, whatever reason, I still chose to pull the blinders over my eyes and hope for the best for them and ride it out. And anybody else, they would have cut it and been gone. But I still hoped for the best in that person, and but they're not the only person that's actually done this to me. I've had somebody that I didn't find out until years later from the incident who it was and everything, and that it was all done on purpose, because they was angry with me for reasons that don't justify for anybody to kill anybody. because thou shalt not kill. There is no and, if, or buts in that commandment. You know, it doesn't say if they're trying to kill you, you have a right to kill them, or none of all that like the world tries to tell you how that law works. Yeah, thou shalt not kill is just that straightforward and simple. Thou shalt not kill. It doesn't give you any excuses or reasons to do so. If you choose to do so, or somebody convinces you to do so and tells you to do so. So that goes for everybody that's in the military. You know, for any country. Because murder is murder, no matter where you go on earth. You know, so make that make sense. The math don't add up. But anyway, I'll talk more about stuff like that when I get into the whole law aspect of truth. But yeah, so I've had people conspire and literally try to have me knocked off, taken out. You know, the first one was people that I knew but wasn't exactly friends with. Really wouldn't say we were even acquaintances, but I knew who they were. You know, and then the other one, yeah, they actually conspired with people that I was friends with for a very long time. You know, even, you know, dated one for a while, and then was still friends after we went our separate ways. But this is what I mean by, if you're only going to take one-sided stories or pieces and bits of information and then make a whole determination on, you know, a decision, that is just straight reckless. That's no different than how the judicial system only points out the bad things and reminds you of bad things that you've done, but yet keep no record of anything good that you've done for anybody, or even society, or for collective as a whole, or anything. You know. But yeah, so you know, I've had people that were my homeboys, blood brothers, best friends, whatever term you want to use. You know, the when you seen one of us, you seen both of us, kind of friendship, brotherhood. You know, turn around and sleep with the woman that I was with. And I've had more than one friend do this to me. You know, more than one different woman. You know, and I'm not saying that I haven't ever done nothing wrong, because I've done a lot of stuff. Made a lot of bad choices and decisions. But two wrongs don't make something right. By any means, no matter who did the wrong thing first. Because actually, two wrongs make things worse, not better, not even. It's not a, you know, yeah, and that's another thing about people, that when they're keeping score, they keep better track of the dirt that you've done to them, or the hurt that you caused them, than all the good. And the good could outweigh and outmeasure the bad by far. But yet, you know, kind of like when you're in a relationship, you do that one little thing and it's like you never get to live it down. It'll always be brought back up, thrown in your face, and you know, and it's like, man, that was so long ago, that was so old, that you know. But that's just proof of they never got over it, they never dealt with it, they never forgave you for it. they're carrying resentment, they're carrying all kinds of burden of weight that is causing them unhealthy benefits to their own life, because that's exactly what anybody does when you do that stuff. But yeah, so, and I'm not saying I ain't never done nothing wrong to nobody. I have, you know, but the difference is I'm learning from all these situations, lessons that are being taught, good and bad, because there's something to learn in everything. Just because you did something right still doesn't mean that there's not something for you to learn there, because there is. So, but yeah, I mean, good things. I help people whenever I can help somebody, if I have it to help them with. It don't matter if it's something as simple as a compliment, to, give them a ride, give them food, clothes, money. I've given people cars, and I'm not trying to boast or anything on the good that I've done, but I mean, I have, I've paid stuff off for people. I've given somebody a house, not some decapitated, fallen in, landlord special piece of junk, but, it wasn't no $1 million mansion, but there was nothing wrong with it. It was turnkey, ready, move in, live in, fully furnished, because I just gave them everything to help them, because it was not so much me giving it to them as it was they had a kid, a small child, so that was the main reason why I gave them the house, because they were about to have their kid taken away. So I gave them a place to where all they had to do was just the right thing on their part, and they had it made. The court system wouldn't have done nothing, but, of course, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink, no matter how good it is for them. They didn't do the right things and make the right choices, and needless to say, they lost it all, everything. But hey, I'm not mad about it. I mean, I'm disappointed because I set them up to where they had to win. All they had to do was just, do two things basically themselves. One was get a job, and the other was just leave the dope alone. And yeah, they had a home paid for. It wasn't a rental thing, none of that. It was, stuff that I've done so much for people that, I've yet to see anybody else do like I do for others. I really, really, seriously. Because I've worked at some places that help homeless and this, that, and the other, and that's good. I'm glad that there are places like that, but I'm saying to actually go to the end that like I have to help somebody, to put them back on their own feet, and all they got to do is just do what needs to be done from there, and you're off to the races. But yeah, all I've ever gotten was people that give me stuff and they keep score and tell me I owe them. But yeah, so that means that they didn't give nothing from their heart. So when somebody gives you something and then they say that you owe them because they did this or that or whatever for you, well then that wasn't given. That came with conditions. And that's the way a lot of people treat love. Love doesn't come with conditions. You know, well, if you do this, you do that, you do this, I'll do this, I'll do that. That's basically a contract. That's just like you going and applying for your job. You'll say you'll do these duties for this amount of money, for these many hours, for these many days, and you know, and you provide the facility, the equipment, the product, and the paycheck, and that's exactly how that pans out. Same thing within a relationship. You know, like I'm just saying for an example, because not everybody it does their relationships this way, but like the woman, you know, you the man, so you go to work, you provide, you pay for everything, and you know, but this is more old school traditional concept to where the woman stayed at home and she you know, kept the house clean and cooked and you know, but there's just but yeah, so you know, and I'm not saying if two people get together and that's what they want to agree upon, that that's how their relationship works, well then, you know, when you go into that contract, just like when you took the job with an employer, you know, uphold your end of the contract. That's for both parties, not just a one-sided thing. And you know, so I mean, people really need to learn what they want for themselves, and what really matters in life. What I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of changing topic about the whole. Well, not really, because I mean, I'm just the type of person when I say I'm in, I mean I'm in. You know, wholeheartedly. I'm the fool that jumps in, tests the depths of the water with both feet. I'll tell you how deep the water is, because yeah, I haven't really met anybody else that'll tell you how deep the water is. You know what I mean? And so far, everybody is gave up and ran on their end before I ever have. Yeah, that's what all of them. Even with them doing all their wrongs, and if any of them tell you that they was doing everything right, well then, yeah, you need to stay away from people that tell you that only the other person, if they only want to point out faults about whoever they were with prior to you, and can't point out and talk about none of their own accountability, you need to run. Just run. Don't even stick around to listen to the rest of the story. Just run. Just take off running, because I promise you, you'll be better off in the end by yourself than you will in some kind of relationship that's going to be, oh man, you don't even know how disastrous it's going to be until you're already in it, and you're like, oh man, it's too late, you know. And yeah, and then if you're anything like me, you're like, well, I got myself into it, so I guess I'm going to have to just ride it out till it crashes and burns. And that's, you know, that's what I've done with a lot of people. Whether they deserved it or not, you know, I don't know. But there's a lot of things I think I don't deserve or whatever. But you know, but I am learning. I am growing. That's the main thing. I'm paying more attention to everything. Watching, listening. Only trying to speak when it really matters, which I'm also learning that a lot of people really don't like that. They say they want the truth, they want you to be real, but as soon as you start becoming real and speaking truth and becoming the mirror that reflects everything that they ain't working on, their whole demeanor, attitude, everything changes in the relationship. Don't matter if it's a friend, somebody that you're with, family, anybody. Yeah, when the real has to get real and the truth becomes the truth, that's when you really find out who somebody really is. Yeah, if they're gonna take the mask off and work through it and grow and learn whatever the lesson is, or if they're gonna deflect, defer, basically attack you for speaking the truth because they don't want to face the truth. And when people start doing that, that's your indicator of the red flag that they're not willing to mature, not willing to grow, not willing to work on things. So when truth comes about and they start attacking you, that's exactly what's going on. They're deferring. They're trying to draw attention away from the actual truth, and they're hoping that this tactic will work. That's really what is going on in that very moment. That don't matter who it is. That's what's going on. And like I said before, if you bring something to somebody's attention and they want to argue about it, well, that's what they're doing. But then if they can't talk to you about it and be, a civil adult and work through whatever it is and face it, then they're not in the right space. They're not on the same level. They're not on the same path. These are just facts in life. This is all I'm really sharing, just truths that I've come to know. It's so 10 toes down, ride or die, whatever saying you prefer. I have always taken it to a whole new level. Because there's things that was done to me, that I don't like to remember. Wish I could forget. To where I couldn't even fend for myself, and nobody else fended for me. But yet, I still carry that weight of secrets of multiple people from many different situations. So I've done time for people that I shouldn't have done time for. Because like I said in the other video, I've learned that when you do dirt, when you get caught up in the legal system here, you'll find out who your real friends are and who's really down with you when they put money on your books. They give you money so you can call on the phone. They come and visit you, and most of the time, really, all the time, except for maybe I don't know, less than a handful. It was only my mom that, sad to say, even the women I was married to, and one of them I've done time for him just so that she didn't have anything put on her record. And provided the roof and everything to where, right? But anyway, So if you can find somebody that takes your ride or die or 10 toes down to a whole new level, or that is chosen, anointed, marked by the God of the Most High, and if you know it, only thing I can tell you is don't fumble the bag, man. Don't fumble the bag, because once you do, and once they make up their mind, there's no go back. There's no go back, because once the switch goes off in their head and in their heart, there is no go back. It don't matter who you were, what the connection was, any of that. Yeah, when these kinds of people like me, when they're done, they're done. That's why I'm alone now. Just me with the Father, because He's the only one that's always been there, no matter what I've been through, for me. And He is my provider, my protector. He's everything. That's why everything is here. But so if you find one of them people, which we are rare, so you might have better odds winning the lottery than you are finding somebody like one of us. But we are very special, very unique, very rare. Unlike other individuals that when we say we're in, we mean we're in. No matter what comes along, how rough the road gets, what kind of storm comes, we're the calm to the storm. We're the smooth to the roughness. We're all the way in. When we say we're down, we're down. We're in. It's there's no. We don't do things half-heartedly, or half-assed, or halfway, or we don't flip-flop. That's just not who we are. But so, and when we walk away and really cut the tie, that's when we really realized that we're not the one losing out. Whatever we walked away from, it hits them hard, like a freight train, like a ton of bricks. That so because when our energy leaves, that's when everybody else realizes who had the real energy, and it's not because of who we are, it's because of whose we are, and it all comes from the Father. But anyway, I think that was the confirmation signal for me that I shared enough that He'll let me go about the rest of my day now. Hopefully you're having a beautiful day. Just be thankful. Stop taking things for granted. Pay attention to more stuff. That's why you got 2 eyes, 2 ears, and only 1 mouth. And there's a lesson in everything to learn. It don't have to be just bad stuff. Anyway, until next time, peace, love, and light. Shalom.